Hi, I'm Paul Spradley, and like you, I'm a parent, so I understand from firsthand experience the challenges of parenting. The Pittsburgh Child Guidance Foundation is here with help from some extraordinary partners, both experts and those with lived experiences. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this video series, Building Brighter Futures, helping your kids get ready for school. This series was produced by the Pittsburgh Child Guidance Foundation. This nonprofit organization works to help children and teens who find themselves and their families in difficult situations. We want to help young people live their best lives, to be hopeful about their futures, and to know that they're not alone as they rise to overcome the challenges life has thrown their way. We know that to help children and teens overcome these challenges, we need to involve the entire family. Regardless of your circumstances, your children need your help. From my own experience, I know these truths. Parenting is hard, but it is extremely rewarding. We're all juggling a lot of responsibilities. As your child's first teacher, we want to remind you of the importance of starting their education as babies. With this Building Brighter Future video series, our goal is to help you find ways to incorporate good practices into your everyday life. We invite you to enjoy these videos and put these parenting tips into practice. Remember that you are your child's first and most important teacher. Together, let's build brighter futures for our children. Enjoy. In this module, you'll learn about some of the effects of trauma on children and how to support your child when he or she is experiencing mental health issues. Let's hear from Julius Boatwright and Dr. Janae Young.
Parents can help their children and young people heal from trauma and adverse childhood experiences by first acknowledging them. So if we don't take the time to acknowledge that a young person is experiencing trauma, they're dealing with grief and loss and all of these compounding and complex issues, we may not be able to help them normalize these challenges. One way for parents to support the mental health of young people in their lives is to start with having a conversation. More times than often, whenever we start and ask kids, what are you feeling? Are you having any mental health challenges? Do you need any support? They open up and they let us know, so we can start as adults and parents can start by just having the conversation with the young people in their lives. It is so important to address the trauma that young people feel and experience in their lives early on, because the sooner we get to it, the better we're able to provide support to them. So they may have an opportunity to connect with a child psychiatrist, maybe even get a diagnosis at an early age. And from that point, if you know what your diagnosis is as a young person and even a caregiver in their lives, you can put together a plan to best support them on that journey. The advice that I would give to young people and families that are dealing with trauma today or any kind of historical trauma is, one, to fully acknowledge and embrace that it's normal, especially in today's day and age with everything that's happening. A lot of us are dealing with trauma, and it's okay to be dealing with and experiencing it. The first tip I would give to be able to improve your mental health is to make time for it. We have a lot of different things that are happening, and everyone is busy with family life, with work, with all the other challenges that come up. If you don't make time for it, it will not happen. So think about how you can incorporate mindfulness, meditation, yoga, going to therapy. How can you build those things into your schedule?
The first thing I would speak to is the importance of self-care. And self-care is not selfish. And self-care shows up in many ways. Self-care could be a long hot shower. Self-care could be taking the time to do your makeup. Even if your little one is running around, sometimes you make it a part of what you guys would do together. Let your little one put your makeup on, step away, read a book together, sit down and encourage one another. Mental health shows up in so many different ways, and in ways we may not even think are important. When we tend to forget about ourselves, our children see that. And when we tend to forget about ourselves, sometimes it manifests in fussing at our children when we really don't want to fuss at them and we're not upset with them. So our children begin to mirror and mimic and model everything that we're doing. So we have to show them that sometimes it's important to put on that nice new outfit, or put on that new lip gloss, or put on something that others will think are fancy, but sometimes we just put it on because it makes us feel good.
Find an accountability partner. So somebody who can hold you accountable to setting that therapy appointment, to actually going to therapy. Maybe even somebody who can talk with you about what the experience of going to therapy is like. There's so much power and value in having somebody who is on that journey with you and can relate to you.
I am one for the word intentional, and we have to be intentional in the things that we do. And sometimes we have to take an intentional pause and say, wait a minute, I'm not feeling the best. Let me pause right here. And when we do that pause, I like to breathe it out. So we breathe, I do it in 4. So we breathe in, out, in, out, and hold it. And that gives us a moment to pause, to relax, to refresh, and to start again.
Get the body moving. One of the most important things that we need to be mindful of when we think about trauma is that it actually lives in the body. So there's only so much that talk therapy or working with a psychiatrist can do. But
so when we talk about unplugging, we think about all the technological things that we have going on, all of our devices, iPads, cell phones, Alexa, Echo, all of those things around our house. It's important that we just disconnect from all of those and we become present. And when you disconnect from your cell phone, from your iPad, from your tablet, and you become present with yourself and with your children, it makes a world of difference, because then they are under the realization that I am important. Mommy sees me.
it is okay to not be okay. There is so much power and strength in being able to voice that and express it. So the moment that we do that and own that process, that is when we're able to start our mental health and wellness journey. Create and stick to a routine. Whenever you're able to do that and you get some consistency, that is something that will be able to help you along that journey. And the final tip that I will give is that it is a lifelong journey. So there will be moments where you will be very motivated to do what's needed to support your mental health and wellness. And there will be other times where it will be difficult. And both of those are okay. No matter what you're going through, what you've experienced in life, and how difficult it may seem moving forward, please know that you are loved, you are valued, and you are appreciated.
Thanks for those extremely helpful tips. Some tips for managing mental health issues include: acknowledge the difficulty by talking about the problem or concern. Physical and mental wellness are connected, so exercising is important. Create and stick to a routine. Seek therapy if that's right for you and your child. And the most important tip is to remember that working towards mental wellness is a lifelong journey. That's all for now, friends. See you next time for Building Brighter Futures.